All right, we got this thing out in the sun today. I'm gonna try and get these the original aluminum trim off the fenders today. See if we can't see how bad this is, and then I think I'm gonna spend the rest of the day trying to get all this gunk from the old trim off. And once all that's done, then we can actually start putting flares on this thing. So yeah, here goes something. All right, we've got the funk and the glue and stuff off about as good as it's going to get. It would seem, unfortunately, that Ford shot the blue, put the trim on, and then shot the silver, which is super dumb, but that is apparently how they did it. So it looks like we will be putting trim back on. So to that end, I have just placed an order for some new stuff so we can get that on. So in the meantime, we've got this box here, which has our fender flares. So these are Bushwacker's extender flare. Let's see what we got here. There we go. What's this? Left, front. Okay, cool. So these are our new flares, which I think are going to look really good on here. So now it's just a matter of, yeah, it's going to look sharp. All right, so I'm going to set this camera down and get some, go get the drill and get some holes drilled, get this flare mounted. All right, test fitting the flare now. I only have a couple screws holding them on. They are like little self tappers they come with. Nothing fancy, but get the job done. So I've installed a few sets of these flares at this point in time, and I always install them without the rubber seal, just so I can make sure they fit tight up against the body. Just like I said, just 3 screws, just enough to get it in place, so I know where it's going. And now I'll go back. We're going to take this off. We'll put the rubber strip on, and then we'll actually install the flare for the final time. All right, camera battery died, but I think you get the idea here. Fit it up without the seal, and then you can put it on, and then it comes out real nice. So I'm digging it. It looks good. Now we just got to get the other Ford on. You helping, bud?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Keep going. You got it. You need help, bud?
No.
You got it. Come on, keep going. Okay. Come on, couple more. Couple more. You got it. Come on. Come on. All right, good job, bud. That's good enough. That's high enough. You got it. All right, thanks, bud. Looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. I think that's enough for one day. So we're gonna pack it in, and then tomorrow we're gonna come out here and do something about those. All right, it is a new day. So today we are going to get rid of them headlamps and get this set installed. Yeah, that is much nicer. So I'm gonna go grab some tools, and we're gonna get them old ones off. All right. Oh, that's a wasp. Okay. Shoo. Okay. So this is our hardware. 1 bolt, 1 nut, and then there are 2 more just buried down in there. I can't possibly get the camera down in there to see it. And then you got to take this guy out here. But that's pretty much it. Then, and this is easier with 2 hands, I'm gonna be honest with you. There we go. Okay, lamp housing is out. So there's a couple things we got to do here. First off is, you will note that our original one has a lower adjuster, and it's not on here, so we have to swap that over, which is not a big deal, these 2 screws. And then the other thing is that the set that I put on the gray Bronco, these studs are just junk. The nuts didn't fit them really good, and they don't seem to, these are it's like they're cut too small because the nut is just loose on the threads. So what I did on the other truck, and what I'm probably going to do on this truck as well, is I'm just going to take these, I'm going to unscrew them out of here, and I'm going to plop them in here. It caused problems when I put the other set on, and we're not going to risk these things spinning when I tighten them down. So I'm just going to grab a pair of pliers and swap them, and then we'll swap this adjuster over, and then we can put the headlight on. There we go. All right. Old hardware versus the new hardware. You can see that there is a cup in my view. What are you doing? Get out of here. Get out of here, silly.
Look at my cup.
It's a very cool cup. It is a very cool cup.
Hang on.
Yeah. All right. So you can see there's a radical difference between the hardware that comes with the new ones and the hardware that comes from Ford, and the ones that come from Ford are just way nicer. So we're not screwing around. These are just going to go right in here, and then that's it, and we can put the headlight on. All right, I'm digging it, man. I think that looks really cool. This thing's going to look really nice when it's done, but we're doing a little more than that. We're also going to go to LED. So Hikari is some kind of brand on Amazon, but I've used them on every vehicle we own, and I just like them. I think they work well. I seem to get a good beam pattern out of them, so that's just what we're going to run for headlights. If this would open, all right, hold on a second. Okay, there we go. Here we go. So I like these because they have that little reflector on there, and I seem to get a good, very good pattern. I use the same bulb in the big block. It's over there. Whatever. We use the same bulb in that one. I'm super happy with them. And this is our turn signal bulb. Of course, it's amber because the housings are clear. Same thing. I use these in every truck, and they work really good. So I'm gonna throw them in, and then we're gonna get this in, and then we're gonna get the grill in, and then she's done. Okay, so the new headlamp housings come with this thin little collar versus the OEM one. You can't use the OEM one, there's not enough room. So, but this is actually pretty easy. Just turn, this slips off, we can throw that on there, and then we can take this. I just gotta get it lined up again. There we go. Turn, and that's it. And there you go, that's our new headlamp. And then this will key right into the housing like it's supposed to. Pulling this thing out, look, another one and another one. That's like 1,000 and 1,001 wasp nests we found while we're restoring this thing. You can take the plastic off now.
Oh.
Whoa, good job. Here, I'll take it. What do you think, buddy? Does Mom's truck look cool now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a good job fixing it?
High five.
High five. Yes. All right. And that looks good. I dig it a lot. It really makes these trucks look not so antique, I suppose. You know, looks good. So I'll get these aimed. So you know, once the sun goes down, I'll mess with the next couple days. So I got to get my trim. Hopefully that comes soon. We can get that on this week. And then I think it's just going to be a little tinkering here and there. We have an appointment scheduled for next week to get an exhaust on it. So I'm just going to tinker with this thing for a couple more days, work out all the little bugs, and hopefully in about a week, we'll be driving this thing down the highway. All right, I'm trying to troubleshoot my check engine light, and it's strong code 31, EVR below minimum voltage. And it's kind of irritating me because, you know, new EGR, new EVR, everything's new, you know, like the sensor looks good, you know, put a meter on and everything ohms out right, you're getting decent readings, but, you know, KOEO, the voltage is still too low. I'm seeing like a 1/4 volt when I should be seeing, at rest with the valve closed, you should be seeing like 0.4, 0.45. So something seems awry. So, you know, I can't figure it out. I'm thinking I got a bad EVR. I get another one, you know, same problem. So I decided on a whim to pick up a new EGR this morning, and You know, interestingly enough, this sensor is just kind of sitting flat. You know, there's nothing there. Just, you know, that's it, right? But as it would turn out, when you get the new one, see if I can, maybe I can set the camera down. Hold on a second. Okay. It's there. There's a little bit, that little 1/8 inch or whatever, that preloads the sensor. So I think I actually got a defective EGR from Dorman. So I'm going to grab the O-ring and the screws, and I'm going to mount the EVR on here real quick, and then we'll grab the meter and I'll double check and make sure my readings are right. But you know, it seems like I've been chasing my tail on this one, and it's you know, defective parts. Should be this guy right here. Look at that, 0.8 volts. So that's definitely just supposed to be above 0.4, 0.45. I forget what the book said now. And then we can, I suppose, since we have this thing removed, I can just, yeah, look at that. Nice and smooth as it goes up. Okay, exactly what we want to see. Exactly what we want to see. Okay, perfect, cool, problem solved. So now I just got to get that defective piece of junk off of there. And then I guess I can clear my codes, and hopefully that solves everything. All right, this is our new trim for the fenders. So let's oops, pretty nice. Get this box open and see how nice it actually looks. That stuff looks pretty nice. You know, 3 pieces of adhesive. Looks to be about pretty comparable anyways to the original stuff. So let me go get a pair of shears and we'll cut a piece of this off and we'll start putting it on the truck. All right, I think I got this here. Let's see. That don't look too bad. This stuff kind of lay it out flat for a while. Get the curl out of it, because otherwise it's kind of a pain to work with. So the oh god, the body guys are going to be so mad at me. The instructions on the box say that you should use some kind of shear to cut this, some kind of knife shear or whatever, and that makes sense because you want a nice, you know, smooth straight cut on the edge of the trim. I don't have that. You know, I don't have any shears actually that would cut this stuff. It's actually a little more difficult to cut than you would expect. So I use my bandsaw to cut it, and it actually makes a pretty nice cut. Actually, I'm pretty happy with it. I still got a little bit of a flashing on here from the saw blade, but like the edge is nice and crisp, so I'm pretty happy with that. So this is pretty much what I'm going with, and you know, like I said, all you body guys, just don't, you know, walk away, come back a little bit later after this is done, so you're not so mad for the blasphemy that I am about to commit upon this vehicle. So, but it does seem to do a good enough job for me. So I'm going to go cut another piece, and we'll get the strip on the door done. All right, so I'm kind of digging that. So we'll get this thing outside here momentarily and see how it looks in the sun. Now the truck's all loaded up, ready to go. Let's go get an exhaust system made. Ooh. Man.
you know you've come to the right place when you see cars like that in the parking lot. But let's get this thing unloaded and get this exhaust done. That's it. She's done. Means there's nothing more to do but drive. All right, we're cruising along at 45. Maybe. I completely forgot about that one. I have actually no idea how fast I'm going right now. We're gonna have to sort that one out and see if we're gonna have to change the speedometer gear or not. Whoops. All right, well, whatever. It's cruising. It's doing right. It rides pretty nice, actually. I'm pretty happy with it. I thought, you know, we're running the Excursion leaf springs in the front, and I thought, you know, this might be a little stiff, but it's not at all. It's actually really nice. You know, the motor's quiet. I don't hear anything, man. It doesn't make any weird noises. It doesn't smoke. It looks like it's making like 60 pounds of oil pressure. So that's super cool. So it's totally out of gas. We're gonna have to put gas in this thing. But yeah, no. So far so good. So we'll see how we do for the ride home. All right, we just stopped for gas. We're about halfway home, so I figured this is a good time to stop. So. You know, we're cruising, man. It seems to be okay. That doesn't sound right. I feel like there's something wrong with the transmission. I don't know yet. I'm not. The shifts are weird, so I have a suspicion that thing's going to be coming out this summer, but. Yeah, so far, at least, the engine seems to be pretty good. It started up around 60 pounds. It seems to make about 40 to 50 going down the highway, idling around 20. You know, transmission temps seem to be good, 160. That's pretty good considering we're in the hills and it's like 75 out. But I don't know about them shifts. The shifts don't seem quite right. So, you know, the suspension seems nice. The truck ride's nice, but the shifting is really weird. So. Hopefully we don't have any problems. We'll see how it goes for the ride home, and I guess we'll putt around town for a few days and we'll see if anything weird's gonna happen. You know, hopefully it'll happen right away, and hopefully nothing happens. I don't really want to do the transmission, you know, but you know, we'll see how it goes, and I'll keep you updated. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, is there anybody coming? There is. We can go. All right, let's see what we do. That's not a bad shift. Let's get in the passing lane. Suspension is actually quite soft. I really thought it would be stiffer than this. Like, I'm really surprised. Now, I do think the speedometers, I don't know, man, like 2000 at, I don't know if the torque converter's locking. Like, we shouldn't be losing, the converter's locked, we shouldn't be losing speed while maintaining RPM. I don't know. I'm not convinced in the transmission yet. You know, there might actually be something wrong with this, and I'm just not sure yet. It feels like, you know, it's an E4OD. It's got a locking converter, you know, and it doesn't feel like it. It feels like a C6 with a shift kit. Like, not, you know, the E4ODs, you put a shift kit in them, you can get these things to slam through the gears. And it doesn't quite feel like that, but it really doesn't really feel like the converter's locking either. So, I don't know. You know, we're gonna have to keep driving this thing, and you know, give me a week or two, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna know if there's something wrong with this trans or not. So, I guess you know, we're almost home now, so it looks like we're gonna make it. So, yeah, I'll have to keep you posted on what we're looking at with this transmission here. For, you know, maybe down the road road we're gonna pull it, take a look at it. Maybe down the road we're gonna pull it, just assuming we're gonna rebuild it. I don't know, but you know, either way, I'll keep you posted. Complete. There she is in all her glory. Engine sounds pretty good. Makes a ton of oil pressure. Ignore that rust on the tailgate, you don't see that. Exhaust sounds pretty decent. Not anything earth-shattering. And yeah. Overall, I'm pretty happy. I don't know about the transmission. All right, it's kind of, I don't really know how to describe it. Like, hang on, let me shut this thing off. All right. All right, so first impressions. It rides pretty nice. Actually, I was a little concerned because we were running, the front leaf springs are out of an Excursion, and I know the Excursions are supposed to be like really low spring rate. No, the Excursion guys hate them, but they're also like 9,000 pounds. They're stupid heavy. But that said, like, I'm pretty happy with it. Like, it's pretty well balanced to the shackle flip in the rear, so that the truck is pretty even front and rear. It rides pretty nice. I almost feel like it could use a little more shock. You know, we have the Bilsteins on the front, but I'm almost feeling like maybe we should put a heavier shock in the rear in place of the Skyjackers I put in it. But aside from that, like, super happy with the suspension. The tires actually ride really nice, considering they're like some kind of they're Deltas. I think they're made by Cooper. I forget now exactly who made them, but they're really quiet. They ride really nice. So super happy thus, you know, in my 15 miles that I've driven the truck. It seems to be pretty nice. The engine sounds good. It doesn't really, it's quiet. You know, it doesn't make any weird noises. It makes a ton of oil pressure, so that's cool. I don't know about the transmission though. Like, you know, we got it from the original owner. He didn't say anything about doing any work to the transmission, but like every single shift is between like 2,000 and 2,500 RPM, which is kind of high. There was one or two where it felt like it made a funny noise as it was going, like maybe you know, like something wrong with the lockup clutch in the converter or something. Which I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced the converter is locking. I got to put a few more miles on it. So, little concern there might be some issues with the transmission, but aside from that, it rides great. It runs great. It seems to have decent power. So, for now, I think we're just going to park it. I'm going to wrap it up for the day here, and next week or two, we're just going to put some miles on it. See, you know, what we think, if we really think the trans has to come out, or if we can drive it all summer and I can pull it in the fall like I originally wanted to do. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're just going to putt around with this thing all weekend, and then if all goes well, next week rather, that's it. We're just jumping right to the very next project. So you know, stick around for something completely different. Well, that was short-lived. I don't know what happened. She only made it like 10 minutes from the house and said the transmission won't shift. So we are going to go find her and see what happened. Maybe I can limp it home.